Michael Stich will serve first. Agassi won the toss, elected to receive. This is the first serve of the match. 18,500 people jammed in here. There are no shadows. There is some cloud over the court.
Michael Stich, ranked 4 in the world, only 25 years old. He's won 3 titles this year, but has done very poorly in the Grand Slams, not getting past the second round anywhere until now. Including a first-round loss at Wimbledon, where he won his only other Grand Slam title.
Ranked 20th. That'll change dramatically after this match. He's just 24 years of age. You can see his record 35-11. Won 2 titles. Playing a wonderful tournament here these past 2 weeks.
One of those victories, the Canadian Open, was the one he called the watershed tournament for him this year. Really turned his game around.
It looks like Agassi won the toss and elected to break.
Yes.
140.
Stich has yet to get a first serve in.
He's been serving at 54% during this tournament through 6 matches. 3 break points for Agassi. Andre Agassi serving his first point. 15 love. 15 love.
Stich has said that he's finally learning how to play on the surface. He said he used to serve and volley and chip and charge, and now I know I've got to stay back and rally 3 or 4 or 5, 6 balls before I work my way in. That may not work against Agassi. This is how Andre got there. See, he had lost his set and had a tough time closing that match out with Forget in the second round. Just killed 12-seed Wayne Ferreira. And then a great match with Michael Chang, 6-1 in the 5th. That was really what made us believe that he could go all the way. And then he 6-love in the 3rd against Tomas Muster.
There's the score so far. It's all been in Agassi's favor. 40 love here in game 2, having broken Stich at love. 40-15. Might have been the baseball jinx there.
Michael Stich had a much easier time getting to this stadium court today. He faced only 1 seed, the 14th, Yevgeny Kafelnikov, and handled him in straights.
And he's only lost 1 set to this point.
That was to Jonas Bjorkman in the quarters. When he played the Wimbledon final a couple of years ago against Boris Becker, he broke Becker in the very first game playing this kind of tennis.
Well, that's what he hopes to do, obviously, is wait for a short ball and work his way in. It's a question of whether Agassi gives him enough short balls and let him get on the offensive.
Michael Stich's wife, the blonde woman, Jessica, and the guy in the hat who looks like he's betting $2 ponies at Belmont. That's Nicky Pilic, former player who's now a German Davis Cup coach and Stich's coach as well. There he is. That backhand return, again, is one of the things that helped Stich win his Wimbledon title back in '91. Pounded it for 2 straight weeks on the grass, which I still feel is a better surface for him.
Advantage Stich.
Now an opportunity for Stich to get that break back. That'll help settle the nerves a little bit.
Ace number 1. An important point, back to deuce. Now the sun has come back to flood the stadium court. Clouds that are here are not threatening in any way, but there are just more puffy clouds around than we have seen through the 2 weeks of the tournament. Another ace taking away the break opportunity.
2 break points, 2 aces. 105 miles an hour. Here's the Agassi motion, fully extended, good wrist snap. But look at the placement, right on the center service line, very close to the base on the service line. Another ace. Again, at 88 miles an hour, just shows you that if you move it around and are intelligent with it.
Stich is motioning to a ball. Agassi struck that he felt was a little long of the baseline.
Agassi leads 2 games.
Here's Agassi on the attack. Stich on the defensive. This is the end of that point. That was the easy part for Andre. Here he is again. See, he gets around that forehand. He hits more winners off the forehand than he does the backhand. And a very safe high volley into the open court.
Of 2.
Hasn't won a point on serve yet.
Number 15. Love 30.
Second double fault, Michael Stich. We're in game 3, love 30. Nicky Pilic shakes his head. There's the boomer from Michael Stich. His first.
15-30.
And actually, that's only 101 miles an hour. They can get up to 120, 125. Again, a full extension. Look at the angle here. Up the sideline. Look where Andre is. Still couldn't reach it. In this tournament, Agassi has converted just under 60% of his break opportunities. And that is a very, very high percentage.
See the wind and the hair of Michael Stich. It's been a factor throughout the tournament, particularly the second week.
And that can have no effect on the server.
very windy up higher. It's not quite as bad on the court, but it's a factor. Back at the National Tennis Center, men's championship final, Andre Agassi serving up 2 breaks.
In this U.S. Open, he has broken at least once in 20 of the 22 sets he's been involved in.
For serve.
Brad Gilbert, is ranked number 50 in the world, he still plays tennis, so he's got a bad stomach pull. He didn't play this year. He's been Agassi's coach since March. Gilbert had to get his ear pierced when Agassi won his first title under his tutelage, which he did. And he's promised to shave his chest if Agassi wins this match.
Here's a great backhand overhead. He lays the racket back. Good wrist snap. Agassi on the attack. Good volley. Now watch this. He lays the racket back. The racket head is actually pointing back down towards the court.
Another easy hold for Andre Agassi. Michael Stich, in comparison, has only won 2 points on serve and is serving at 30%. Agassi has never lost to Michael Stich.
We had originally heard and read a stat that it was 3-1, and this is actually accurate at 4-0.
The 4 wins were on hard court surfaces, including that last one you saw at Cincinnati in '93.
15 love.
Just actually handcuffed Stich coming in.
15 all.
This was the finishing shot.
$30-15.
And at 1:15, that one handled Agassi. This return right at his feet, he can't even get to the service line, makes this part pretty simple. Choice of shots.
Those numbers we have seen with Tony Favorite at the beginning of the program, how well Andre Agassi has done against second serves throughout the tournament.
And if you've got to hit that kind of a second serve to win your points, you've got a real problem. In the process of trying that, you're going to serve some double faults under pressure.
An ace holds the 4-1 Agassi. Andre Agassi had 4-1 in the first set, opening point.
Magnificent passing shot from way behind the baseline.
15 love.
He has the upper hand, helps him get this racket head through. That's a deep approach with pace. Snap those wrists. With the pressure that Agassi puts on you, you end up trying to do things you're not capable of, trying to hit too many winners, too many good, hard, deep second serves, etc.
continuing to just roll on his own service here. Has 2 breaks in this set. 4-1, 40 love now. Andre Agassi lead. Business-like, really efficient, just as we've seen throughout the tournament. Focused. He wants it badly. He says this is his arena out here now.
He said, I want it because I want it. It's a good reason.
Called.
That is just ridiculous again.
She called it good.
You didn't see that ball back there? Are you American? You am American?
That's an unkind comment.
Yeah,
that is uncalled for. You American, as if he's going to give a call in favor of the American. Here's another look. The ball's not hit hard. Of course, Agassi's right in our way in that picture.
Stich is still complaining. It is unfair to accuse David Littlefield of jingoism. He just doesn't feel like this is a call that should be overruled, and it was close. David Littlefield of Palm Springs, Florida. I honestly think that's the problem with Michael Stich. He can be very moody, very temperamental, and he can lose his way. When his serve isn't doing a lot of talking for him, he puts an awful lot of pressure on the rest of his game, and he loses matches he doesn't necessarily have any business losing.
Well, we've read over and over in the paper quotes from him saying, I'm the underdog here. You know, it's going to be like playing Davis Cup. I have nothing to lose. I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to have fun.
Not having a lot of laughs yet. That's a great play.
He thought it was going to be a drive.
30 all.
And watch Michael Stich. He waits, he slides to his right. You see him going to his right. He thought it was going to be a short cross-court roll.
40-30.
Jessica Stich hoping for a turn in the fortunes of her husband Michael. 40-30.
Again, the fabulous return of serve. Heavy topspin, hit with power, right at Stich's feet. What? Well, we're not going to see it. He can't even get near the service line when he serves it that hard because it comes back so quickly. This is like the pitcher catching a line drive and said, look what I found right here, right at his chest, self-defense. He said, man, what is going on?
Yeah, it's I can do no wrong. I think that's what that was saying.
There's magic happening for Andre Agassi so far.
Set point now and looking at a second serve.
His third double five will return to the U.S. Open after this word from your local station.
Thank you.
Back at the National Tennis Center, Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, Queens, where Andre Agassi, 3 breaks of serve, the last one on a double fault by Stich. Some brilliant play by the unseeded American. He won the set 6-1. And you can see, Grand Slam tournament, he is indeed a good front runner.
I honestly feel that Michael Stich, who knows how to attack on grass and knows how to defend on clay, still doesn't have a good feel for how to play on hard. You can tell he doesn't know if he should chip and charge, if he should return and stay back. I think that's why he doesn't have a good feel for Agassi's serve yet. Now, he's an all-court player. He should be able to play very well on hard, but I just don't think he doesn't know exactly how to play.
Well, he's won on all four surfaces, and he is a complete player. But he is being befuddled right here by Agassi, that's for sure.
But, you know, you look at his game and you think he should love hard. It's his least favorite surface. And when he gets that far back and gives up that much court, he's not going to win a baseline rally, or at least not too many of them, from Andre Agassi, who, as soon as he sees his opponent moving back, steps one or two paces closer to the court, to the net.
His only double. Unforced errors by Agassi, just 3. It's terrific. Stich was able to get there in time with good racket preparation to go back cross court. Stretch here, now watch him on the run. When he arrives in a picture, his racket is back, rolls it back cross court. Here's a big stretch on the forehand side. Well, we missed the final passing shot.
Andre Agassi holding here.
First game,
Open the second set, he's up a set. Tim Ryan with Mary Carrillo, Tony Trabert. This is game 2 of the second set. Michael Stich serving.
Stich's going to have to do an awful lot more of that. The only game that Stich won on serve so far, he hit 4 serves that didn't come back. Remember when Agassi spat the ball back to Todd Martin yesterday on return games, he won 2/3 of the point. He got the return back in the court.
Four double faults for Stich.
So he's really feeling the pressure of the Agassi return game.
In the first set, Agassi won 60% of the points on his second serve, as we alluded to earlier. Stich only 25% on his second serve. The Agassi return has been terrific.
Agassi's been terrific.
That's right.
30-15.
Show of humanity there. 30-15.
Virginia Wade on the left. Won here in 1968. Ken Rosewall played him back in Davis Cup all the way back in 1953, and he's still playing in the senior events. Those are volleys he's just going to have to make any dent at all. Those were not that difficult. He's down at break point. Broken 3 times out of 4 service games in the first set. when he presses sometimes, trying to make too good a second serve.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was fine.
Advantage Stich. Deuce.
5 of those bad things for Michael Stich.
I honestly think his toss is not being consistently high. I think perhaps it's the wind, perhaps it's nerves. But he's not getting full extension.
Wife Jessica doing her best to pump him up here. She may see what we're seeing in the fans, that he's showing signs of frustration as things go badly for him.
Certainly not getting a high percentage of first serves in.
Advantage Agassi.
When you're hot, you're hot. Help from the net from Agassi there. And another break opportunity.
Deuce.
4 years ago, when Andre Agassi was in the U.S. Open final for the first time, I really thought he was going to be able to return the serve of Pete Sampras, and I was wrong. Sampras only served 13 aces, but there were so many unreturnables, so many easy volleys from Pete. That could have happened today. It hasn't so far, but it could have happened from Stich. So far, though, Agassi's just been snacking on his deliveries.
First serve. Correction.
Just told the umpire to shut up.
Advantage Agassi.
Throughout this entire tournament, Agassi has really kept his focus, his poise, his mind on the job. He's looking at another break point right here. This one placed perfectly, well wide out to the backhand. Hit with a lot of pace. That's the kind of return that Stich expects off his first serve. But up to this point, they've all been coming back fast when he's served them right at his feet. Now, that was a bad judgment, I think, on Stich's part. He'd have been much better off stopping short, letting the ball bounce and come up. Watch him here now. He rushes in, takes this ball very, very low. You see right off his shoe tops. If he stopped and let the ball bounce, he'd have had a pretty easy shot.
Advantage Stich.
Big serve to the corner. 5 aces for Stich. Got 6 double faults.
See where he was? He's about 2 yards inside the baseline. He gets the ball high in the bounce. Watch Agassi. He steps forward. And again, Stich couldn't even get to the service line. on here and hold serve. That'll give him quite a bit of a boost. Big guy, 6'4", bends nicely.
Michael Stich evens at 1-all here in the second
One-game
set.
all.
Here's another look. Good touch here by Stich. Soft hands, perfect angle. No one can run that one down.
Love.
Another questionable tactic there, I think.
I don't know if he got a funny bounce or I hope he wasn't trying to drop shot from back there.
Well, it looked like
30 love. There
have been so few unforced errors from Agassi. That really, something like that stands out. It's played so cleanly. Only 5 unforced. Drop shot to open up the point streak. At least that one went over.
40-15.
But Agassi saw it coming. If you try something from this far back, you're giving your opponent plenty of time to react to it and to do something with it.
That nice heavy topspin enables Agassi to penetrate it with a 4-2, not just bunt it back.
If Stich now is trying to draw Agassi into the net, he's going to have to do it in a better way, I think.
Agassi holds for a 2-1 lead.
Agassi leads 2-1.
And now, this tournament summary sponsored by the Travelers Insurance Companies.
Well, either Agassi or Michael Stich will win his first U.S. Open and second Grand Slam title with a victory here today. Congratulations to Arantxa. And how about that? Maybe we're in France. Thought it was the U.S. Open.
To everyone worried about the rising cost of quality health care, come in under the experience of one of America's largest managed healthcare networks. To everyone concerned about ensuring the future or having the security to reflect on the past, come in under the strength of billions of dollars in assets. Come in where dreams have been protected for 130 years under America's umbrella, the Travelers Insurance Companies.
There are good reasons why Ford Taurus is America's best-selling car. The 220 horsepower, no-compromise performance of Taurus SHO. The combination of outstanding design and extra room in Taurus wagon. And the latest addition to the Taurus family, the sporty new Taurus SE. Now there are even more reasons for you to make America's best-selling car your car. 2.9% financing, up to $750 cash back, or special lease terms. Now on Ford Taurus.
Michael Stich serving at 1-2 in the second set, down a set. He had the battle to hold on in his last service game, and he did that.
Stich has got to be ready to hit very high-quality first volleys. Did a nice job there because Andre Agassi has proven that he's going to get that Stich serve back a lot. So he's sort of got to prepare himself for that. Try to get into the net as tightly as possible. Steady his wrist for a big return.
Yeah, the way Agassi returns serve is tough to get inside that service line, particularly when you hit a pretty hard first serve. You just don't have time.
Nice defense of the net there. Took a couple of swings.
Perfect example of what you both were talking about on that very point.
30-15.
High forehand volley, just a reflex there. Now this is the easy part. He loves this. Gives him some confidence.
But that Agassi return of serve was what you were talking about. It was
feet.
very difficult. He made a very good volley.
I honestly think, Tony, especially because Stich isn't serving that high up first serve percentage, he should be bending the ball into the box more. That one goes wide. I mean, at least if he took something off of his serve, had more of a kick to it, he'd be taking his first volleys from closer to the net.
Probably.
40-15.
It's a difference in points won on second serves. Agassi more than double.
So we're even at 2-all. Second set.
2 games on.
NFL final scores from earlier today. Pittsburgh gets a win after their loss last week. Kansas City beat San Francisco. A lot of interest in that game.
Again, the penetrating, attacking approach shot by Agassi has Stich way behind the baseline on the defensive. Agassi's on the baseline. Look at where Stich is. Andre makes a good, solid, but safe volley. You don't have to be a great volley when you come behind those kind of shots. Stich is trying to figure out what to try, what he can do to get in this thing.
Redskins up on New Orleans. Denver leading the Jets. Agassi holds it low. And a 3-2 lead up a set.
Agassi leads 3-2. 15.
Michael Stich. 2-3 here on the second. 15 love. Good work, 30 down. Brooke Shields, Agassi's girlfriend, talking to his good pal from Las Vegas, Perry Rogers.
Did not go over.
30-15.
Andrea Yeager's also here, former player, Wimbledon finalist, and now has a wonderful foundation for children.
She's doing a great job in that, isn't she?
Has a Silver Lining Ranch out in Colorado for children, for sick children. Look how tough Stich has to be defending the net against Agassi's shots.
But he is starting to read the speed on it a little bit better. It's still a struggle, but he is reading it, getting his hands up there a little more quickly, a little more effectively.
ties at 3-3 here in the second set.
3 games all.
A new golf tradition begins Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern and Sunday at 2 o'clock when CBS Sports presents the inaugural President's International Match Play.
You know, we talk about the Agassi return and the Stich serve, but Andre's only lost 9 points on his own serve. So it's a combination of good serving, smart serving on his part, and not good returning by Michael Stich.
Agassi again cruising on his serve.
And there, Stich was maybe 3 yards behind the baseline, and you can't be effective from that deep.
Agassi.
Game win, a frustrated Michael Stich. Michael Stich serving at 3-4 here in the second. On serve. Agassi rolled over him in the first set. 3 breaks of service.
As well as Andre Agassi has performed here, and as beautifully as his returning, let's face it, this one stroke that's going to determine this match is Stich's serve. If he keeps holding, we're heading into a tiebreak, no matter how well Agassi's playing.
And the other thing is, you can say, hey, I play that well, and here I'm a set apiece. He can win the second set. First serve percentage is 43. He's usually around at least 50. So he's got to pick that up a little bit to have much luck there.
Yeah, he's been at 54% during this tournament, so he's well below how he's been playing. Having a good service game this time. 40 left for Michael Stich. We got a return. Stich calls, and we're even at 4 on serve here in the second set.
4 games on.
But one airship giving you these beautiful shots of this packed house. Flushing Meadows, Queens, the aerial ambassador of the King of Beers. Providing the aerial shots of the U.S. Open all tournament long. We've with them. That's a great weather to work with.
Well, he did everything but make the volley. From this end of the court, with the wind at his back, I think that if Stich is going to try to attack, he does have to come over the backhand, roll it, not slice it, because it floats too much. As we mentioned a moment ago, just 9 points lost on the Agassi serve.
Backhands just wider and wider.
He's got a terrific backhand, Michael Stich. He can roll over it, he can hit through it, he can slide under it. Very versatile, very pretty.
30-15.
See the shadows starting to creep across the court.
Just after 5 o'clock Eastern time, sun's starting to sink down behind the stadium wall, so in a few minutes' time it'll cover the entire court.
Unforced errors. One of the reasons what the score is what it is right now.
Stich thought an earlier point was long, I believe, but it appeared to be right on the paint. He got the point anyway and has a break point. Agassi holding. 5. Michael Stich serving at 4-5 second set.
At new tennis balls, which should help him.
He's in a bad mood. He vented his spleen in between games, letting David Littlefield have it in the chair.
Some people that sweat are thinking they will. They just keep your eyes open, they shut up. There's nothing in between. You don't have the guts to call, they just be quiet.
See, I think a guy ought to be penalized for that. I don't think you'd be able to talk to an official in that manner. That's David Littlefield.
Tough judgment call, really, from Littlefield. Clutch volley from Stich. Littlefield is obviously weighing his options up there, thinking, well, if I slap him with a fine, he's going to get even more aggravated.
Good low volley by Stich. Again, we mentioned how big he is at 6'4". Very agile for a guy that size.
Shouldn't call it a fine, but there's a code violation, a series of punishments for that kind of behavior. Some people will feel like he should have started it right there.
Built up, got himself pumped into a little bit of play. 120-mile-an-hour ace. His 5th.
Well, the last time he barked a bit. Anyone who's serving, it's happened again now.
Number 6 wins the game. We're at 5-all.
This one going wide. You saw Agassi starting to slide to his left, expecting to come down the center.
See, Tony, he keeps changing his return position, Stich. That one he tried to play inside the baseline. Now he's hanging back again. Of course, if you fade too far off the baseline on return, that means you can't chip and charge.
He's sort of snapping at that backhand, the topspin, and it's not a very smooth stroke. You can go over a backhand, not to take a big swing at it, just get the racket head below the flight of the ball. That was sort of a wristy snap at it, and you see that he wasn't happy with it.
40 love.
CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open, a USTA event, is sponsored by Chanel Women's Fragrances, Elegant Chanel No. 5, and Provocative Cocoa. and by Mass Mutual. At Mass Mutual, we help you keep your promises.
First point of this game, Stich serving, trying to force the tiebreak.
15 love.
Came in behind his service, wound up with the point. Andre Agassi winning his last game, his fifth game served at love. He's just been hot on his own serve. Stich trying to stay with him here. 15 love, 5 games to 6.
15 love.
Beautiful late afternoon in New York City. The weather has been superb. We've been commenting on it. The wind has been the only complaint players could have here. A little bit of rain opening day, nothing since then. Reasonable temperatures. Stich wins another slugfest there.
Good leak by Stich. Good reach, 6'4", helped him in that situation.
Huge base, 118 miles an hour, 7th of the match. And there were a couple earlier that were little ticks that the racket that were effectively served, but technically were not scored as such. Another big serve from Stich. Tie-break time, second set.
And that means the first player to reach 7 points with at least a 2-point advantage will win the set.
There is some new fury in Michael Stich these last 2 games, really, since his eruption at the chair umpire.
They played one tiebreak against one another, and Stich won that, but that was 3 or 4 years ago.
Serves coming to Michael Stich.
One all.
You can't do it any better. Top spin lob. Stich knew when it was struck, he had no way to get to it. He could only hope. Looked like it right on the baseline. There he is. You on a ball like that, I don't understand how Stich mishits it. He must just take his eyes off of it on running like that, because he got there in ample time. He's trying to hit a defensive lob up in the air. It is gusty down there.
And Andre Agassi's strokes are so much more compact and quicker than Stich's. And he's got long, fluid strokes, which aren't always great in the wind.
Just too tough a return.
The return tipped the top of the net, but I don't think it would have mattered much. Take another look at it.
4-2.
Big serve by Stich, just comes back that much faster, and again it did hit the top of the net and threw the timing off.
Stich has another serve as they exchange ends for the next 6 points if required. Agassi.
Good movement by Agassi. He backed up very well for that overhead.
5-3. Agassi.
Backs up, keeps his head up. Good wrist snap. And that's Jessica Stich's in. Shoot.
Seats, please.
Thought that was over his head.
Thank you.
Once again, Stich forced to try to hit a great shot from a bad position. I don't like the numbers in those situations. A bunch of set points for Andre Agassi to have a 2-set lead.
Second serve to look at.
Sometimes it's harder to watch than play.
Stich still twitchy with the chair umpire, David Littlefield.
Please ask him whether the first serve hit the net was out or good. I mean, it wasn't close.
There might have been a little sarcasm involved there. But he hangs in. Starting the third set, Michael Stich serving. He's down 6-1, 7-6. Agassi.
Love 15.
And starts with a double fall, his 7th.
Showing bad form on the court and on the changeovers, too. Again, he let the chair umpire, David Littlefield, have it. I think Littlefield has taken more abuse than he needs to at this point.
I agree.
Is now one set away from becoming the first man or woman to ever win a Grand Slam title wearing black socks.
Everything's going his way right now.
Look at him. He looks like a majorette with a mustache.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
15-30.
Where's Michael Stich's conversation, if you can call it that?
So why did you do it? You don't know the rules or what? Sorry?
Time.
It's a ball, it's ball. First serve, call it out. Ah! No, but he didn't even call ball.
We've seen crabby people play great tennis on this court.
One
But
comes
he's not doing
immediately
it.
to mind.
15-40.
2 break points right here for Agassi. Love to get it here and crack things wide open. Agassi is 48-0 in Grand Slam tournament matches when he wins the first 2 sets.
Stich battles back to deuce.
Not one first serve in this game.
Some good heavy topspin by Agassi, and some frustration in Stich as he tries to really hammer this one. Never got turned sideways. He was face onto the net. Watched him, doesn't set up well at all. His feet were still moving, and it cost him the point. It's now break point for Agassi.
Oh, what an outstanding volley there from Michael Stich.
When you're at the net in a defensive position, you defend with a backhand volley. You see, that's where Stich was there. That's the only reason he could make that play. Had he been attempting a forehand volley, he could not have gotten the racket in front of himself.
No mistake on that one. Advantage back to Stich.
Well, if he serves as he did in that last point, his volley doesn't have to be as good, because the ball he's seeing back isn't nearly as effective.
Michael Stich. 1-love in the third. And Love won here in the third set. He's up 2 sets over Michael Stich.
Love 15.
Second double fault. Been clean in that department too. A beautiful overhead view of 18,500 plus planned in here for this men's championship match.
Sort of sneak in there, and Andre wouldn't see him coming. Little hesitation move, but he got caught.
I don't think it would be a bad idea at this point for Stich to try to take the air out of the ball a little bit. Give some Agassi some off-pace stuff on serving and off the ground as well. He's getting nowhere near his serve still after 2 sets. He's gone for big old swings. It's not like he's, why is he doing it? It's not like Agassi's charging into the net.
Frustration, I think.
Well,
That doesn't mean your plan isn't a pretty good one, your thought, but.
Even at 1 in the third set. Look at that shot from Budweiser's aerial ambassador, the Bud One airship, bringing us all the beauty shots of the stadium and New York throughout the tournament.
Yeah, TV coverage of this event has been extraordinary. 125 countries have seen all or part of this 1994 U.S. Open.
It's a big deal in Germany, for sure. But he loved Michael Stich. Aces now. Stich holds on 2-1 here on the third, but he's down 2 sets to 1 serve in the third. Agassi serving. Stich on the run, and Agassi 15 love. Some football scores for you to look at. Jets have gone ahead of Denver.
One of the best actual strokes Stich has made. Good preparation, a nice smooth swing through the forehand pass right here.
Very clean numbers for Agassi. Though not up nearly as much as Stich. He's only lost 3 points when he has come to the net.
Natalie Mitz hit by Stich. Agassi holds 2-all in the third, up 2 sets. Over the number 4 seed, Michael Stich. Still hard to accept the fact that Andre Agassi comes in here unseeded into this tournament. And certainly standard of play he has set here should be in the top 4 seeds.
He'll be back in the top 10 if he wins this today. He was 20 at the start of this tournament. And at one point this year, Andre Agassi reached a low of 32 in the world. That was back in February.
That's coming off wrist surgery, too, wasn't it?
Out for 5 months. That's exactly right.
Points drop off the computer, and you slide real quickly.
Ace number 10.
At 120. That's humming.
Forty Love, a bird's eye view of the scoreboard. A gull's eye view. Love game for Michael Stich on serve, 3-2. Andre Agassi serving at 2-3, up 2 sets to love over Michael Stich.
Michael Stich has had 2 love games in a row on serve. The bad news for Stich is that he hasn't gotten a breakpoint chance against Agassi since the second game of the match. Remember, Agassi faced 2 breakpoints and served 2 aces to get himself out of trouble. Putting together another clean one here.
He changed shirts between games this time, and maybe that's the answer to finding a solution against the Agassi serve. So far, it's been really effective. Nobody's come back from 2 down to win the final here at the U.S. Championship since 1949.
I know who that was. Pancho Gonzalez against Ted Schroeder.
40-15.
It's kind of tough to convince Pancho he wasn't going to win a match.
Yeah. I think it was a match that it was sort of slippery grass, and Schroeder eventually took his shoes off, played barefooted over there at Forest Hills. People pulling for Stich to prolong this match.
Knocks the last one just wide.
3 games all.
The gamble here by Stich, and you can see missed by a couple of inches.
We're at 3-all in the 3rd set. Andre Agassi 6-1, 7-6 in the first 2 sets. Shadows have now completely covered the court. No visibility problem for the players.
Love 15.
But a double fault problem. 9 for Stich. Mickey Pilic, German Davis Cup coach, here in support of Michael Stich.
That's good. Not an easy volley. The return by Agassi coming right at the body that fast. Stich did a good job to direct that backhand volley into the corner.
Two pretty good volleys and gets killed anyway.
Just three huge shots. Good stretch here. Stich didn't quite get that backhand volley where he wanted it, but he didn't have much time to figure it out.
With 60% results on those second serves. 40-30.
Hammering by Agassi put Stich on the defensive, just barely getting his racket on a couple of them. You can't fault Stich. He's doing the best he can. He's just being outgunned.
And yet he's managed to hold serve through the last set and a half here.
Yeah, great finish, Stich.
Agassi broke him 3 times in the first set en route to a 6-1 win. Hasn't broken him since. Of course, he won the tiebreak in set number 2. We'll return to the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. Andre Agassi, 15 love. First point of the 8th game here in set number 3. They're on serve.
Stich tried to lift the ball in that point. See if he keeps trying that tactic. Not keep feeding Agassi the pace he likes so much.
He's been happy with that call. He's been unhappy with a lot of calls. We love Agassi.
Look at that last shot. Might have caught the outside edge. You can't tell.
Not everybody at the National Tennis Center is riveted to this championship match. There's some other more important scholarly action going on outside there at the food court. Agassi trying to level at 4-all.
Another backhand error. You know, when you talk about Michael Stich, you tend to talk about his great serving and his terrific backhand. He's had 9 double faults on serve, and that's his 22nd backhand error of the day. Tony, it's amazing that he's really mishitting a lot of them.
Just a long stroke, as you mentioned, so gusty, the ball moves around. I think you ought to shorten the backswing, the preparation a little bit, be more compact through the ball. It's got to be a little more careful when it's windy, gusty. Don't try to go so close to the lines. You got to watch it carefully.
That's number 10.
22 errors on that backhand. Only 5 by the efficient Andre Agassi. Good serve.
15 all.
Another good volley, drive right to the body. Agile guy for his height.
Terrific stretch by Stich to get to that backhand volley and control it. 40-15. Agassi had some open court, but it was a tough job trying to get back cross court. You see it was wide open if he was able to get over the net.
Game to Stich. He remained on serve. 5-4. Andre Agassi serving at 4-5 here in the third, up 2 sets and 15 love.
Two-hander by Agassi, and the ball stayed real high. Here comes Stich. This one's mishit. See how high it is. That's a piece of cake for a good volleyer like Stich.
Take seats behind the players. Thank you.
The pace on the Agassi ground strokes and the wind being in his back just absolutely trapped Stich twice in this game.
Agassi's doing a good job of picking on that Stich backhand too. He's drawing an awful lot of errors from there, and he's staying there. There's another one.
40-15.
Spelling tiebreak again. Brooke Shields in 10th here. Must be feeling pretty good about her man being up 2 sets. She's got tennis in her blood.
That's her grandfather, Frank Shields, was runner-up here in 1930. Was the Davis Cup captain my first year in 1951.
Thank you.
Frank lost a tough four-setter here to Johnny Doig, a good left-handed server.
But he beat a bunch of seeds along the way. Of course, Agassi's trying to beat his 5th seed of the U.S. Open.
Yeah, Vic Seixas did that back in 1954, one of my old buddies. You certainly couldn't say that Stich has played near his best tennis, but he is hanging in there. He's hanging around. Took the second set to a tie break, serving at 5-all here.
Dan hasn't been broken since the first set. So he's doing the job, even if he's struggling on serve. He's managed to hold on. He just can't solve Agassi. Agassi is at the net, apologizing. Big-time guys can expect to see that.
Here's another look. Point-blank range. See Agassi right at the service line. Stich never did look at him.
When he stings, you're stung. Tremendous pace.
Yeah, Stich didn't exactly say, that's okay, let's have a cup of coffee after the match, did he?
Jessica Stich isn't too happy right now.
Now for Agassi.
Just ripping his shots from well inside the baseline. Up 2 sets, 6-5 in the third.
Too big a swing.
Yeah. He's getting a little anxious now. He hasn't faced a break point against his serve since his first service game, but of course this is going to be the hardest game to serve out. Love 15. And now Stich misses his sitter volley.
15-all.
Again, perhaps a little bit too big on the motion here. It is windy down there. The ball gets blown around, so each has missed a simple forehand volley.
Wind's blowing through their hearts right now. 3 unforced errors in this game.
2 points away from the championship. 47 unforced error for Michael Stich. Championship points for Andre Agassi, finalist here in 1990 at the age of 20, on the brink of his first U.S. Open title.
He just looked up at the scoreboard and then walked away.
That shows You know, he's focused on every shot. The score seems to be less important to him.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the chairman of the U.S. Open and the president of the United States Tennis Association, Mr. Bumpy Fraser. Bumpy.
Thank you, Tony. First, I want to recognize the chair umpire for this great championship, Mr. David Littlefield of Palm Springs, Florida. David. Now I'd like to recognize the referee of this great tournament, who has done a fabulous job for the past 2 weeks, Mr. Brian Early. The United States Tennis Association is very proud of the 1994 U.S. Open. We're proud of these two great champions and of all the wonderful players who have given us so much excitement in the past 2 weeks. We're proud of CBS, and we appreciate, Tony, the great work you and your fellow commentators have done, and we appreciate the great work of the hundreds of CBS people behind the scenes, the ones that none of us ever see, who have sent this telecast not only throughout the United States, but to 125 countries around the world. The 1994 U.S. Open has had the highest paid attendance of any U.S. Open in history and the highest paid attendance of any tennis event anywhere ever. We thank all of you for coming. Tennis is clearly very alive and doing great. Now it's my pleasure to Mr. Tom Eastwood of the Infinity Division to present the check to the runner-up.
For the 6th consecutive year, Infinity is very proud to have been the sponsor of the men's singles and the official car of the U.S. Open. Michael, terrific tournament. And I'm very proud, on behalf of Infinity, to present you with $275,000.
Michael, congratulations on a terrific tournament. You hung in there very well today, and tiebreak was very close in the second set.
Yeah, I think the first set, Andy was just all over me. We just played great tennis. And, you know, I gave him a close match in the second and third set. But he won it. That means he deserved to. He played great tennis. And that was, I think, his dream coming true. I'm very happy for him.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful tournament. Bumpy?
Now Mr. Tom Eastwood of Infinity will present the check to the champion.
Andre, what can I say? Wow, you set history out here this week. Congratulations. And in behalf of Infinity, I am proud to present you with $550,000.
Andre, congratulations. 1994 U.S. Open champion. That's got to sound good to you. Have you ever played better than this?
No, I don't think so, to be quite honest. I'm still in the state of shock here. Wow.
I understand. You serve beautifully. Your returner serve was magnificent throughout the tournament.
Well, when you play a guy who serves 126 miles an hour consistently, you better be returning somewhat good in order to compete out here. So, but coming in this tournament ranked 20 in the world, not seeded, and the support that I've had from all these fans here, I love all of you. Thank you.
Andre, congratulations. You have some more loot coming. Bumpy?
Now, on behalf of the United States Tennis Association, I'm proud to present the championship trophy to the man whom I believe is the most popular tennis player in the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1994 men's singles champion, Andre Agassi.
There's our champion, ladies and gentlemen.